In this episode we will be looking at some of the modifications I had to make early on in my V-Strom ownership, as this otherwise perfect motorcycle is not made for tall riders like myself. First thing that had to change was the height of the handlebars, and so razors had to be added, done of course by Dave Wilkins.
You always do a good job.
Next was the seat, which I took to Viking motorcycle seats to raise the seat height by having padding added to it, together with a new seat cover. So now that I have this nice, perfect 90-degree angle on my leg, and also when I'm standing, quite good. So the Suzuki V-Strom can be made suitable for even tall riders. It may not be quite my kind of motorcycle yet, but I've got various modifications planned, like for example an additional windscreen. The panniers are going to get put on there. It came with lots of nice accessories, like for example these crash bars, and then also a very useful sump guard. The reddish color scheme is not something that I'm very comfortable with, so in the future what I might do is take these panels off, put second-hand ones on and spray them like I did on my Yamaha XT660.
And it's time to get rid of some of these black patches on my motorcycle, which I'm not too fond of, as black is not my favorite color. So on comes the GB sticker for those long trips for the future, when we go abroad and have to declare where the motorcycle is from.
When filtering on the motorway, it's good to make others aware of your presence, and to do this in an unalarming fashion without blowing the horn or something like that, or revving your engine, which some people might think is aggressive. I've added these cowbells to warn people that I'm coming, in a friendly way, hopefully. So how is the V-Strom when things go wrong? Well, the advantages of tubeless tires became quickly apparent. Well, just a couple of months into my V-Strom ownership, and I've already had my first breakdown. A puncture. Can you believe it? Again. Twice this year. Once in Morocco and once now. Not having a puncture repair kit with me, I'm reliant on breakdown services who effortlessly plug the hole, which allows me to take it to Dave for a long-term repair, which means I get to keep the new tires that came with the motorcycle when I bought it. All in all, the process was more hassle-free than with tube tires, where the bike has to be recovered to the nearest repair centre. But no motorcycle test is complete if you don't see how it fares when it is dropped and how tough or fragile the motorcycle is.
Well, just dropped it for the first time. A little bit of damage. I guess these big indicators are no good, so I'll see if I can get smaller ones. The thing is, I went through this hole a bit too fast. I guess it's my own fault in a way, but luckily hardly any damage except for an indicator. And a bit of damage to the handlebar. Some things have to be changed very soon.
And suddenly I realized there was more damage.
No, the gear lever is also broken. It's starting to get worse than I thought.
But the crash bars did a good job protecting the side panels. At A&A Motorcycle Engineering in Oxford, we start fixing all the damage from the fall.
Not too convinced about these handguards, so I think at some point I will have to change them for better ones.
I will have to get handguards with a metal inlay and that go all the way around to the end of the handlebar, like on my XT. The gear foot lever is put into a vise and a bolt driven into it to create a more stable and stronger gear lever foot extension. And the handlebar bolt is also straightened out in the vise.
And the broken indicator is a super glue job.
My first trip on the V-Strom takes me to Uffington Castle and the Wayland Smithy on the Ridgeway, not far from Oxford. And the RAF arrows practicing overhead makes it feel like as if this trip is being celebrated.
And here we have the Uffington White Horse.
The Uffington White Horse is a prehistoric hill figure, 110 metres long, formed from deep trenches filled with white chalk. Next up is our visit to Wayland Smithy, an ancient pilgrimage site where travellers till to this day come for good luck.
And leading us up to the Wayland Smithy is the Ridgeway. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. There's something fascinating about coming to ancient places like this. So let's have a look to see what it looks like on the inside. Got one chamber there, another one here, and another one here. A view to the outside. 6,000 years old. Amazing. The first tomb was made with wood, and the second one, built 400 years, roughly 400 years later, was made with stone, and then it was all covered up with earth. It was the Saxons who came here nearly 4,000 years after it was built, and they decided to link it to their smith god Wayland. And ever since then, people have been coming here to get good luck in their transportation issues. Well, in those times it was all about horses and hooves, and today, in my case, it's about motorcycles. I wonder if the people who built this 6,000 years ago would have ever thought that people would be coming here to this day, you know, to keep the tradition alive, regardless of your beliefs. It's nice to keep the old things alive sometimes. Nice heritage, culture, gives continuity. If you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. It's really small and tight. Definitely made for the people of the time who were much smaller than today. And you really feel history come to life when you touch ancient stones like this that have been here since 3700 BC. Almost 6,000 years. Amazing. Now tradition has it that if you bring your horseshoe and your horse and a little bit of a few coins or money to the Wayland smithy, you will find your horse ready to go for the next morning. And for all the best of success and long travels and adventures, exciting adventures on my V-Strom Metamorphosis, my new motorcycle, and keeping the tradition alive, coming here, making a little donation. Yes, I know there's people who come here with metal detectors and pick the coins up afterwards, but it's only 5p, and you know, it's about keeping traditions alive, so it's okay.
In our next episode, we will check out the off-road capabilities of the Suzuki V-Strom and its handling on different terrains. See you then.